Am I the butthole for refusing to wish my friend Happy Teacher Appreciation Week for simply helping her kid with virtual learning when I'm an actual teacher? I, female, 31, am a middle school LA teacher. I have a friend, also, female, 31, who is not a teacher. She posted on her Facebook page the following message: Happy Appreciation Week to the real teachers out there, parents. Kids couldn't do this virtual learning without us. Followed by a lot of hashtags about being mom strong and whatnot. I didn't comment on FB because I'm 31 and don't do FB arguments. I did, however, bring it up in a conversation we were having over the phone. We were talking about her child's virtual schooling, he's 8, when she said how hard teaching is. She says this a lot, but I have always blown it off because I never thought she actually believed she was a teacher until this moment. That's when I asked her if she really believed that status update she posted, and she said absolutely. She then said she should be paid for teaching her child and that any teacher virtual should not receive their full salary. Before you ask, yes, I am full-time in the classroom with average 27 kids each bell. I informed her she was not a teacher. She was a parent, and she was doing what she should be doing, parenting. She told me she was because she makes sure her son does his schoolwork. I told her that's only a fraction of the job, and I have several other things to do like grading, planning, creating activities, data gathering, assessing, parent contact, meetings, etc. She told me I was exaggerating and I should thank her for being involved as well as other parents for doing what she does. That's when she joked that teachers have an easy job and shouldn't complain so much. I told her she was being very dismissive and ignorant. She told me that since I do not have kids that I don't get how hard it is for parents to do their own jobs and mine. I just hung up on her and haven't spoken to her for 2 days. Was I the butthole here? Our friends are all siding with her but my fiancé is siding with me. Edit. Oh my gosh, totally didn't expect so many positive messages. Thanks for making me feel so appreciated in a time where teachers are not getting much appreciation at all. You guys are the real MVPs, Purple Heart. Not the butthole. Does she also put band-aids on her kid's knee and call herself a doctor? Virtual school is hard for everyone, but it doesn't make her a teacher. You'd think with this newfound appreciation she seems to have for teachers, she'd be advocating for you instead of suggesting you be paid less. Exactly. Does she read through terms and conditions / a contract and claim to be a lawyer too? Smiley face, smiley face. Do lawyers even do that? I mean, I work in contract law and yes, we read a lot of contracts, smiley face. Haha, I interpreted it as Apple products terms and conditions, etc. Contract lawyer here. I have had to read Apple's App Store terms and conditions, terms for having an app on the App Store, line by line for a client. Not fun. Also read those. I would imagine you read everything. Aha, depends what cases you get. Had to do Apple unfortunately, and their terms are so damn long. Aha. Criminal lawyer here, no comment. Paralegal here. Ahem. I'm a translator and I understand your pain, smiley face. So effing ignorant. Virtual teaching is not some vacation for teachers, it is literally 3 times more work. It is brutal, unrelenting, unappreciated, and utterly exhausting. Your friend is self-centered and completely clueless about teaching and, yes, parenting. Also very hard, especially now, but not teaching. Note, sorry for the yelling caps. On my phone and this obviously really got under my skin laughing out loud. A teacher currently teaching virtually who would desperately rather be in the classroom here. It sucks beyond comprehension, and, no, I would not ever do it again. Edit, I've received my first ever award. Thank you. And even rather in the classroom right now looks like teaching half of your class at home, while simultaneously coming up with assignments for the kids at home that are meaningful, will actually teach them something, and are something they can accomplish on their own. Virtual teaching is twice as much work as regular school, and hybrid is 3 times as much work. I had to take a sub yesterday due to an emergency medical procedure, and it was a nightmare. Spent 3 hours the night before writing sub plans for in-person, still worked all day in between doctor's visits to continue lesson planning, and am still hopelessly behind where I should be at this time in the week and will be spending many hours over the weekend catching up. Let this school year end. And then to hear the countless parents thinking they are teaching their kid, when they help them answer a question that the teacher A taught the kid the content for through Zoom/Google Meet, B planned and prepared how to teach that content, and C spent 10x longer creating a digital assignment to practice that content. Not to mention then grading it and spending countless hours emailing and meeting with the kids and families who refuse to do any of the work. Not the butthole. Okay, here's the skit. This is online teaching, smiley face. YouTube link. This was golden. As a parent, I've realized that teachers do a lot more than I thought. Constantly evaluating and monitoring each child's progress, trying to personalize their experiences, trying to make learning fun and effective. Teachers do parent during the school day. They fix owies, give hugs, and love our kids. And parents are expected to help their children any way they can. That's still just parenting. Even when it's sitting with the kid and helping them with the work. They didn't prep the materials according to standards that are trying to be taught. I cooked for mine last night. Guess I'm a chef. Oh, and made cookies, so guess I'm a baker. And don't forget driver, maid and supporter. When you buy clothes for your kids, you're a personal shopper. When you decorate their rooms, you're an interior designer. When you check if it's raining so that you can prepare your kids' clothes, I guess you're also a meteorologist. And when you listen your kids ranting, you're a psychologist. But actually I can see this being unironically used word for word in one of this god-awful momspiration Facebook posts. I see those too, and it's so cringe. It's insulting to anyone who actually had those jobs, like yes, my years of studying, experience, all that is exactly the same as you having unprotected sex and then doing basic parenting. Wait, so picking out curtains for my house and buying cat toys doesn't make me an interior designer and animal psychic? I got them boxes and everything. Absolutely, all she is probably doing is making sure her child is logged into class and the Wi-Fi is on. If she thinks she should be paid for helping with school work, then I feel sorry for her child that she wasn't helping before lockdown, because that's a given if you want to support your child to succeed. Right? Most of the parents I know are even more appreciative of teachers after the last year and think they should be paid all the money in the world because that crap is hard. My 18-year-old son is on the spectrum and is immunocompromised, so he spent a year in school-based distance learning as a junior in high school. I admit that it was inconvenient as I had to be a hall monitor, if you will, telling him when it was time to log into his next class. He had 7 a day. I also had to exercise some of my mental muscles and access old regions of the brain like geometry, but it was for one kid. I didn't come up with the lesson plans or grade the work or anything that would qualify me as a friggin' teacher. And trust me, dealing with a special needs 17-year-old in honors classes high school is probably about as hard as virtual school gets for a parent. It gave me hella appreciation for my kids' actual teachers. Also, the friends who are siding with a friend totally suck as well. These people are very disrespectful, and original poster may want to find some new friends. After the first virtual class that I had to help my preschooler on, I messaged his teacher and asked her how many bottles of wine I should bring to her house and at what frequency. Teaching is hard. Greedy. She wants Mother's Day, Teacher's Day. She wants it all. All the appreciation and gratitude. Not the butthole. Jesus Christ, I can't imagine knowing someone so conceited and ignorant. Thank you for what you are doing, especially during virtual learning. Thank you for continuing to teach an important skill that these students need to survive and appropriately articulate their thoughts. Happy Teachers Appreciation Week. She is not a tenured teacher, just a narcissist who wants praise for something she didn't do. Not the butthole, original poster. This is the type of mom that makes social media posts on Father's Day. I know one of those, and she seems exhausting. Always making passive-aggressive posts about what an awful father he is and congratulating herself for being both parents on Father's Day. Don't get me wrong, she's doing well as a single parent, but the dude is still in the kid's life, and if he really is useless, the kid needs to come to that conclusion on her own. I just hope she isn't speaking like that about him to the kid. I have a relative like this that does the same thing, except the father has majority custody and pretty much completely pays for the kids, but she will talk about how she is both the mother and father and take credit for things her ex does for he kids. By the same logic, original poster could post on the friend Facebook page on Mother's Day claiming that she deserves a happy Mother Day because she has as a mother to 30 kids every day. Believes she is a teacher. Helps her kid with the schoolwork that was designed and planned by an expert, who has years of experience and a master's degree under their belt. No lessons planning, no teacher. She might get away with calling herself a tutor. Helping your kids with schoolwork, or organizing them help, is the bare minimum. Not the butthole. I can't even believe that, woman facepalming. I hope she won't start to criticize the teacher for didactic choices she knows nothing about. Imagine us telling a plumber what to do. However, with teaching, suddenly everyone knows how to do it better despite no knowledge on psychology, didactics or empirical data. Also imagine being overwhelmed with one kid to the point that you feel the need to falsely label yourself as a professional. We can only be thankful that she isn't a real teacher with 30 kids to care for. She is probably the parent that sends a frantic email asking the teacher to help them with their homework because she doesn't understand BEDMAS/BODMAS. We called it PEMDAS where I grew up. Interesting that there are so many different acronyms. BIDMAS in the UK. Just use brackets and make your damn formulas readable, so ridiculous. It is, and honestly call it what you want as long as you remember the order. Damn, I love teaching BEDMAS because it makes everyone just glow with confidence. When you are doing small equations, kids who aren't so strong in maths can do it alongside the kids that are, since the equations are like 5 by 2 8, 9 equals, which is strengthening what they need to focus on too, just in a different format and taking the pressure off. It makes everyone feel so advanced while just being sequencing and understanding what the symbols actually represent. Haha, sorry. Teaching math is one of my highlights. F it. Teaching is my highlight. I like all the subjects. Not the butthole. My pharmacist gave me 3 months of medicine all at once and I have to give it to myself every day on time, and I've never once considered myself a pharmacist. Haha, that's great. I'm chronically ill, so I handle a few different medications every day and has for years. I have never considered myself a pharmacist, nurse or doctor. The lack of a university degree is one obvious clue, the other one is that I don't go to work at a pharmacy or healthcare facility. Well, there you go, this woman is an inspiration to you. You are a pharmacist and should be paid for managing your medications. Laughing out loud. Not the butthole. Teaching is a licensed profession and certainly not what she is doing. I am curious about her actual professional qualifications now though. Original poster replies. She's a dispatcher for a company she works for. She's working remotely. So she must have some sort of idea what it's like managing and tracking multiple things at once. It's pretty insulting that she would compare assisting one student versus the 27 you have to take on at once. So tell her you had to call some contract worker, like, 3 times. You now totally know what it's like to do her job, rolling eyes face. I wouldn't recommend doing this, but I'm petty enough that I'd say, well, as you're working remotely, you shouldn't receive your full salary then. It's not like your job can be that hard or anything if you have time to be doing the work of a teacher. But I'm petty like that. Not the butthole. I read your friend's post and all I could think of is, oh, F off, that's called being a parent. Like, for F's sake, if it's so easy, maybe she should take up a homeschool curriculum for her precious spawn and revisit this theory in a few semesters. Not the butthole. My daughter-in-law is a teacher. During lockdown, while she was teaching virtually, I was monitoring my granddaughter and her nephew during their virtual lessons. The teachers created lessons plan packets for each week, planned virtual activities, checked in with their students to make sure things were okay at home and that they had everything they needed. They put together food packets for pickup for the food insecure kids. At the end of the class day, they kept their streams open with extra virtual activities, like art, P, and science experiments, as well as homework assistance. They are amazing, are grossly underpaid and underappreciated, and your parent friend is an idiot. Thank you for all you do. Not the butthole. You're right, she's not a teacher. She's a parent. I've put a few band-aids on my kid. That doesn't make me a doctor. Teaching is very hard. Therefore teachers have it easy? I don't even understand the logic here. Not the butthole. Not the butthole. I do my own taxes, so I guess I'm a registered accountant. I also wash and style my own hair, so I'm a hairdresser. I cooked dinner last night, so I'm a chef. You get the point. Take that argument and apply it to any other context and the idiocy of it is glaring. Not the butthole. Unless her child gets you a present for Mother's Day, of course, winking face. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.